Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe. Thank you all for being here. I am sorry that we are running late. Had a lot of crazy stuff going on today. Had a wedding going on. The fact that I'm even able to do this today is yeah. Anyhow, thanks for being here today. I do appreciate y'all being here and your patience and waiting and whatnot. So we're going to look at what took place with Gensler yesterday. A lot of people kept up with it. A lot of people didn't. So we're going to take a look at it here on the show in just a few moments. Before we do that, do me a favor. If you are new to the show, go ahead and subscribe. If you are enjoy the content here, I'd love the likes. If y'all smash those, thank you for those of you who already have. It does mean a lot to me. And we will take a look at the other things here. I don't know how long this show is going to be, quite frankly. It's just a really crazy day. So we're going to run through. I really wanted to comment on this a little bit, but we'll see where it runs. So this will work. There we go. Fantastic. All right, so I'm going to run this a little. So I don't know if y'all saw this exchange. I really, really, really want y'all to see this exchange, okay? Wrong button.
Thank you, Hey, real quick, last question. I think it might have came.
Wrong button. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, here we go.
Hey, real quick, last question. I think it might have came up. You were Hillary Clinton's CFO in the campaign, right?
It's part of my history.
Were you? Yes or no?
In 2016.
Did you facilitate the payment for the Steele dossier since you were CFO of the Hillary Clinton campaign?
Sir.
Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes or no?
That was not.
You're under oath, Chairman Gensler. Yes or no?
I know. It was not something I was aware of.
I yield back the rest of my time. Thank you, Chairman. Hey, real quick.
Yeah, that happened. This dude laid into him yesterday. It was great. Also, there are some other crazy videos that came around. Lots of really good information around the let's just say here. This was a good one. This guy, if I'm not mistaken, is who's going to actually put through the bill, I think, to shut him down. I think this is it right here.
5 minutes.
Thank you. Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions and a limited amount of time. So if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. From your perspective, is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Yes or no?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. Do you think you and the SEC have had a role to play in that?
I think we have a role to protect the American investor and the capital markets. And
reclaiming my time, sir. You have played an obvious role in that. During your tenure at the SEC, how many rules has the SEC finalized that actually accommodate the existing regulatory framework and are specifically to the digital asset industry so the crypto market can come into compliance?
It's our rule books that are on the books for years, so we have not finalized any new rule specifically with regard to crypto. We've proposed some things in best execution. We have also...
Sir, reclaiming my time, the answer is 0. And how many enforcement actions has the SEC levied against digital asset companies during your tenure, sir?
I think it's probably 40 or 50.
The answer, sir, is about 55. My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
And how many times did you meet with FTX prior to their collapse?
I think my public record shows 2.
You met it with FTX at least twice. And arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir. Reclaiming my time. You were. There are 5 members on the commission. Do you believe your speeches and interviews are to serve as the official position of the SEC?
I can only speak for myself when I'm speaking.
Again, sir, in a statement on the SEC website, you are quoted saying the Kraken staking as a service enforcement action should make clear to the marketplace that staking as a service providers must register. But again, you haven't provided any rules for how that can be done. I must remind you, your public statements are not regulations. It's not responsible to expect the American people to assume your statements are a substitute for rules. Do you agree with this statement regarding the digital asset industry? The SEC needs additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between the regulatory cracks.
I think that it's a largely non-compliant field. And
Sir,
we could use
again,
additional
I asked you to comply with my questions, and I'm asking you if you agree with that quote. And I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting you from an August 3rd, 2021 article where you, and I believe you told Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional authority to regulate stablecoins, and stablecoins happen to be a significant percentage of the crypto market. So the question is, when were you telling the truth? To Mr. Hill or to me? You've got to start answering these questions in a more transparent manner, sir. Does it concern you, by the way, that your approach to the digital asset industry is actually driving this industry out of the United States?
We're trying to drive it to compliance, and if they're not complying with the laws, then they shouldn't be offering their products.
Reclaiming my time. Madam Chair, I would like to enter into the record this Wall Street Journal article from April 14th, 2023, detailing China's ploy to open its banking system to crypto firms in an effort to seize an opportunity created by our hostile regulatory environment, which, Mr. Chair, you're a big part of.
Without objection.
Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. You say the crypto market is rife with non-compliance. However, existing SEC rules make no sense for blockchain-based companies, and following them would actually kill these businesses. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. It's been a year and a half since you've appeared before this committee. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff, the intellectual inconsistency of your regulatory treatment towards Bitcoin spot ETFs, and your politicization of capital formation opportunities,
Time's
your treatment of certain SPACs. And that's just to name a few.
And y'all see what they did to him yesterday. They let him have it. That wasn't the only time that they torched him. There's multiple people. This guy right here is you got to hear this. If I'm not mistaken, this is what I was looking for.
Chairman Gensler, your record of failures to protect investors and abuses of power make it clear that we need to restructure the Securities and Exchange Commission. The failures are many, but let me cite some of the abuses. You average more than 2 rules proposals a month. You provide inappropriately short comment periods. You have unworkable and unlawful ESG disclosure mandates on the market. You have essentially a Hotel California rule for crypto where you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave. You have endless discovery with no resolution and no clarity for the captives in the market. You have unworkable proposals for overhauling equity market structure, a de facto ban on crypto through proposed custody rule. You have high staff turnover, unhappy people leaving your office, and unhappy companies and capital leaving our country. To correct a long series of abuses, I'm introducing legislation that removes the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission and replaces the role with an executive director that reports to the board where all authority would reside. Former chairs of the SEC will be ineligible under my proposed bill. And this isn't just my take. It resonates across the political spectrum. The American people want democratic access to capital, retail investor participation. You can't just exclude retail investors from markets and claim it's for their own good. Our markets need to function and flourish, and I yield back.
So he's putting a bill forward to redo or rebuild, or we'll put correct correct rules, regulations, boundaries in place to talk about the digital assets. I just noticed this right here. Nuremberg 2 is trending on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, you should go check out things that are going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. Highly recommend y'all take a look at some of this stuff. So, yeah, crazy times for Gensler. He's done pretty much. Yeah. I would not be surprised if the stuff with Coinbase is going to be dropped. I wouldn't be surprised if the stuff with XRP would be dropped. I wouldn't be surprised anything like with Veritasium, all the things that happened with that. I actually wonder if the vast majority of the House, Senate, whatever, whoever's doing these, I don't know which branch is doing it. I know that they both have a bunch of different ones. I think the House is. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to push these matters and try to get these things under control because they recognize that people aren't doing things in the United States anymore. They're recognizing that people are circumventing the blocks in place. Told y'all, they don't have jurisdiction. One of the other guys was talking about how they actually haven't given him authority to do anything he's doing around the cryptocurrency. And they are very, 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 very pointed on calling out that their businesses building a technology that, yeah, you have to buy. It's technology you can spend. It's technology you can use. It's technology you can invest in. If I want to go use Microsoft products, guess what? I have to pay for it. If I want to go use Apple products, guess what? I have to pay for it. If I want to use Ethereum products, guess what? I have to pay for it. Polygon, etc. You'll get it? I hope so, because there are a lot of people who are just now getting to the fact that, oh, they're going to shut it down. They're going to make it illegal. They're going to make it. No, they can't. Even if the House sets up the framework for them to be able to regulate it, the way they would have to regulate it, they would have to fundamentally change the entire monetary system as a whole. And that they're not going to be doing. Now, they're trying to, the Federal Reserve is trying to, but Congress, I don't think, is going to try at all because it's outside of their jurisdiction. Bitcoin, Litecoin, these types of things, it's another form of means of exchange, and these people cannot handle themselves with this stuff. Y'all pay attention to this. It's developing. People are putting it out there. He's going to be questioned. Jamie Dimon's going to be questioned soon. There's a lot of stuff going on in those different realms. The banking sector isn't done yet with the crazy stuff that's going on. And then you have all these different pieces of the puzzle, so to speak, around Gensler, and the things he's touched are going to be either walked back, fixed, or dropped. He taught blockchain technology at MIT. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's done. They've already announced the bill on the floor. It's already been announced. It's already in committee. I don't know if it's out of committee yet or not, but that's the process. Dealing with some crazy allergies, y'all. Sorry. Anyhow, crazy stuff. Listen, I need to run. It is late for the day, and I am sorry that we didn't get to jump into more than this today. But I kind of want to just come out, comment on it and whatnot. So we shall see where things run here soon. Daddy, what's up, brother? Yes, I would not doubt it that he is. Good to see you. Appreciate it very much for being here. Gloria, you as well. Thanks for being here. Guys, again, I'm sorry I'm late on the day. It's just been a crazy day. Evan, how's it going? Coinbase will use Gensler testimony to throw out the case. I don't doubt it. I would not be surprised. It'd be fantastic if they did. So, going on, Lithia. Afternoon. Thanks for being here. What else we got? Have a great day. Y'all have a great weekend, a beautiful, blessed rest of the day. What I'm gonna do, I hope, if I can get some shots done for the briskets and whatnot, I'll post it over on the Patreon. Mainly just because y'all over there have asked for that. I think that should be able to. I'll have the help to be able to do it. So I'll try to put that out there for you guys to kind of hopefully enjoy some unedited, crazy, fun barbecuing. Anyhow, y'all have a beautiful, blessed rest of the day, and I will talk to you later. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
you.